Yes.
Ooh, okay. All right. So I'll be talking about how to start a profitable solar business, what you need to know, and what you can do. At the Institute, we get a lot of people calling and making this inquiry. And I'm sure that you all know that opportunities have risen drastically for the solar energy sector. And then it becomes important for people to be groomed so that they can take the opportunities either as employees of solar companies or as entrepreneurs. So today I'm just going to be talking briefly about this, and at the end we're going to take questions. So I just want to go through an overview of what you will learn today. First of all, we'll talk about the solar basics, the solar potential. Why is the whole world talking about solar? Then we speak about the problem. I'll share some statistics with you. Then we look at solar business, a multi-trillion-dollar business for Africa, and why this is so. We look at different types of market segments. Then we take examples of successful startups in Africa, successful startups in Nigeria. 10 major applications of solar from which you can birth several business ideas. Then we look at the value chains. Then I share with you the pros and cons. Then we look at the big opportunity. Then I urge you to start your solar business and what you should do, next steps you should take, sources of capital for your solar business. So briefly, I would like to, from time to time, I would ask, if everyone is still hearing me. So let's go. I want to introduce myself briefly. Chris have already done parts of that. My name is Gloria Green, and I'm a certified solar PV design professional. I was a former consultant of Nigeria's national, I was the Nigeria's national coordinator for Instant Solar Energy USA. Currently, I'm the founder. I have an NGO. That was how I started with this whole advocacy thing. My NGO, Glow Initiative for Economic Empowerment, have another arm for environmental sustainability, which is called Climate Smart Nigeria. I'm also an author of 4 books. I write a lot around solar and around climate change. We set up the Renewable Energy Tech Training Institute to groom and prepare the next generation of efficient installers and entrepreneurs, including women who will serve as competent workforce for the industry and also provide solutions as entrepreneurs. In the course of my work, I have also met with high-profile personalities like Barack Obama, US Senator Chris Coons, Ms. Ivanka Trump, Governor Jack Markell of Delaware, and Ethiopian President Ms. Sahle-Work Zewde. Some of my awards include the Nigerian Star Award from the US Mission in Nigeria, Nigerian Energy Champion Prize from the Nigerian Energy Awards, President Obama's Mandela Washington Fellowship Award, the Young Energy Professional of the Year in 2018, a foremost woman in renewable energy recipient, leader and mentor by the US Consul General, and Kwara State Governor's Award, most exceptional under 25 woman in 2014. Then I got the NYC Award of Recognition. The reason that I'm sharing all this, we always do this when we do our trainings, because we want you to know that you have come to a safe place. You have come to a place where the people are qualified to lead you through into what you're supposed to do. Then in April 2019, I was selected as one of 15 African female business leaders to attend US government launch of the OPIC 2X Africa, where I met with Ivanka Trump and Ethiopian President. So RETTI is Renewable Energy Tech Training Institute. Just a quick introduction so you can see what we do. We have 2 goals: to prepare a skilled workforce, including women that will be employed by renewable energy companies, to equip entrepreneurs like you including women, who will drive the solar energy markets. So our goal is just to do simply this, and to do it well, we have launched what we call the growth support plan and after support for all trainees at no extra cost, where we share opportunities with you, just like this webinar, which is free. And then you get other opportunities like installation, just to make sure that you're grounded in what you have just learned. These are some of the feedbacks that we get from our entrepreneurs. Victor was our student in July last year, and he already started his solar business, as you can see in the first picture. And he says, my first job after the training, done and dusted, thanks to RETTI. This is because of what we do for the alumni after our training. And then you can read the recommendations written by people, both people that we don't know. Recently, we had a tweet by one of our students who have now launched his full solar business and is really making money at Ibadan. The tweet that you can see, I just screenshot it today. So these are some of the reviews. Eventually, you can go and read all the reviews here of students, people talk. We have 50 reviews of people talking about their experiences with RETTI. This is to show you that we're really passionate about what we do, and we want to help and work with people like you. This is myself pictured with some of my students. You can see by the left and by the right. So let us start. Is everyone still following, please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, I wanted to start with the basics, right? Some people say, oh, but we know what sun is, but we know what solar is. But I found out as a lecturer at RETTI that the basics really matter. Some people know the basic, or they think that they do. But by the time you teach them, they realize that, wow, okay, we didn't know it was like this. So first things, what is solar energy? When you walk around on a sunny day, the heat that you feel, the rays that heat your skin, the hotness of your skin, that is solar energy at work. Now, that feeling that you feel in your skin can be harnessed to solve problems such as heating problems, electricity problems, and cooling issues. So every day we get the sun all the time. And how come we have not started utilizing the sun fully? The potential of solar energy. Did you know that the Earth received 174 petawatts of solar radiation? In fact, I don't even know how to put that into perspective for you, but it is so much that the total solar energy absorbed by the Earth's atmosphere, oceans and land masses, is approximately 3,850,000 exajoules. I'm sure you've not heard that before. I was also hearing for the first time. And now this particular energy, if received in 1 hour, the whole world can use this in 1 year. Wow. I did not know that the sun was this powerful prior to the time I started my activities with solar. So let's think about this for a moment. I want you all to close your eyes wherever you are and think about the world without the sun. What do you think it would be like? So many people don't know how the sun connects us all. So many people don't know the cycle of how the sun works in the earth. What do you think will happen if we do not have sun? Now, if there's no sun, first of all, the cold that there will be, you will not be able to imagine it. It would be too cold. Water would not exist. All we're going to have in the world is ice. And you can imagine what other people in other parts of the world, like Eskimos and places in Canada, they would just all freeze to death. But the sun helps us to regulate how the environment works, right? Plants cannot work if there's no sun. Solar has actually changed the world. So it works in everything, including how we grow our food, how we eat our food, the entire cycle. Animals eating plants, human beings eating animals, and that entire cycle helps us to survive as human beings. But why is everyone talking about solar? What is this thing going on with solar? It is because of the environmental situation. I don't know how many of you know about climate change. Climate change. Now, I usually say this during our class. We teach a free course on climate change at our school. And I always say this to my students, that before the environment can work, there are some things that have been put in place by nature, some people say by God, to help us live and function properly and optimally as human beings that are living in the world, right? The earth is living and it's breathing. So if care is not taken, and if some of these things that have been placed by nature gets altered, there's going to be a serious problem, because our whole life depends on the environment, on how the environment is. If it's good or it's bad, it's dependent on it. So, but climate change is happening because of human beings' activities, which is harming the planet. We continue to use fossil fuels for our activities. Sometimes I don't blame us though, but then now the earth is crying. Human beings burn fossil fuels, and these have put the environment in a dangerous condition. You know, if you have recently been hearing solar, 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 this is the reason, because of our environment. So now climate change is happening. Sometimes people say, wow, it's too hot. Sometimes people say, wow, Lagos is too flooded. What is going on here? Hurricane Katrina, we all heard about the bushfire, the wildfires in, what's it called, Australia. And all of that, see, it's not by accident. How do you think nature will just purposely burn itself, right? Why would nature just purposely set itself on fire? Something is going on, that is why. So this is the topic that is driving the world right now, climate change. If it continues and if we do not put a stop to it, humans, plants, and animals will all be destroyed. But what is fossil fuels? You know, we've had that question so many times. What is fossil fuels? And why is this so dangerous for our environment? One, fossil fuels are types of fuels that were formed by the dead plants and animals. Now, during the industrial revolutions, one of them, there are 4 industrial revolutions. Some people discovered oil. You know, that time it was such a big thing, oil from under the ground, and people started to mine oil. But it is dead plants and animals and dead fishes and dead sea animals, you know, that has been submerged into the earth for hundreds of millions of years. You see, you will not be able to imagine this because you cannot even imagine 1 million years. You might be able to imagine 10 years, 50 years, 100 years because of your grandmother who's up to 100 years, or because you are 30 years. So you can imagine 30 years. But you cannot imagine 1 million years, talk less of 100 million. But that is how long that these dead plants and animals have been submerged into the ground, right? So when human beings die, they go to the ground. When animals die, they go to the ground. When trees die, they go to the ground. All of these things are submerged and are pressured under the earth. Before they die, they contained energy. Before they die, they contain energy. Now, let me tell you the secret. These fossil fuels have no business coming back to the atmosphere. This is something that nature has naturally buried. Nature had naturally buried it. So people were not supposed to go and mine it and bring it out from the ground. You can see the picture on the slide. The smoke coming out is popularly known as CO2 gas, which is produced by the combustion of fossil fuel or crude oil, right? Now, you don't have any business breathing this thing in. So let me just tell you that so that in case you're on the road some other time, you will have that in mind. You have no business breathing this thing in, CO2 gas, because it's not supposed to be in the atmosphere. So this is what happened. This is what human beings did, right? But fossil fuels are a leading cause of global warming. These are the 3 types: oil, sometimes known as petroleum. Oil is formed from natural gas, and then the next one is coal. You know, so these are the 3 main types from which all other forms of fossil fuels are discovered. And we continue to burn them, to use them for transport and electricity, right? And so now, the reason why this is a problem is that it has started to cause climate change, because our earth is getting warmer and warmer. Why is this happening? When we burn the fossil fuels, we continue to add these gases, especially CO2, into the atmosphere. But before this time, before we came to the earth, before we started living in the environment, there are already 4 major types of greenhouse gases existent in the atmosphere. CO2 is one of them, water vapor is one of them, nitrogen is one of them, and methane is one of them. These gases are supposed to be in the atmosphere in a balance. They are naturally there. So when you walk around, you actually breathe it in because it's normal and it's healthy. But we are not supposed to add more to it. So our globe is warming, also known as global warming, because we have added more of these gases. So now the earth is crying. I want you to imagine a person who's lying down on the bed, and you cover them with one blanket, then you cover them with another one, and you cover them with 20 pieces of blanket. What do you think will happen to the person inside? People will start to heat up. So that is what is happening to the earth now. Some of the impacts are flooding, extreme sun, dryness, desertification, death of animals, and the shrinking of riverbeds. But what is the problem? The reason why we have come here today, what is this problem we're trying to solve? Our continent, number one, has arguably the worst electric power infrastructure in the world. Yeah? So Africa is the continent of the world without access to electricity. Additionally, we Africans, we greatly suffer the adverse effects of climate change. Why is this so? Because we don't have the structures and we do not have the infrastructure to adapt and mitigate to it. For instance, there was wildfire in Australia. If not for the infrastructure they have in place, there would have been much more casualties. I wonder what would have happened in some places in Africa who have not, set up these kind of structures to curtail things like this. Now, there is 40% solar capacity in Africa. Only 1% is utilized. So if you're hearing so many things about solar, please know that what you're hearing is just 1%, right? Africa will be the largest continent in the world by 2040. Wow, at 2 billion people. I don't even know what that is going to look like. 2 billion people in Africa. But what is going to happen to energy for all these people, right? By 2040, 1.2 billion people in Africa will need energy for cooling, for food, for vaccines. So these are all the opportunities there are: energy for cooling, energy for heating, and energy for cooking, like the Clean Cook initiatives. Now, energy efficiency will be paramount. You see the way oil is popular now, is the way these things will be very popular, will be the things that are popular there, right? Okay, and there are 600 million people who do not have access to electricity in Africa. That is a lot of number. And the 900 million people do not have access to clean cooking, another opportunity. This is the second largest cause of morbidity, meaning that a lot of women are dying. A lot of women who are because of the access to every day, right? So also, all the 48 countries of sub-Saharan Africa, which have 70 million people, so imagine what that looks like. Now, the reason why solar energy business will be a $1 trillion market is because one, solar electrification is the fastest way to Africa. I'm sure people is doing Africa, investment, and yet there's no lights. But suddenly, Africans can actually take charge of their electricity. That's what's happening now. We've gotten a lot of feedback at RETTI, whereby, a lot of people, so most of our students give us a lot of testimonials around how the customers are very happy because now suddenly they are no longer dependent on NEPA. So people are really looking out now for something they can do for affordable types of solar systems that they can install. Why would this make a multi-billion-dollar market? Because people are ready to take their electrification into their own hands. People are no longer willing to depend on government. This is one of the reasons. Towns that are far, that are not close to the national grid. So these remote areas, these places, but they all have sun. They have sun. Solar energy is clearly the fastest way to get all of Africa connected to electric power, because Africa is located close to the equator, which means loads and loads of sun. Yeah, which means loads and loads of sun, right? So the demand for cleaner and greener alternative is gaining momentum. There's a lot of funding available now for people who want to develop solar projects. Ask me, Glory, what are you still doing in Nigeria? You know, most of my friends don't expect me to still be in Nigeria. They say I have lots of opportunities abroad. But this is where the thing is. This is where the problem is. If you go away from the problem, how are you going to solve any problem? And how will you make money? So I hope that this is not your own mindset about leaving Nigeria. There is something to do in Nigeria. All the people from China, Germany, and all of them, I can't remember the countries that I meet them every time at conferences, all want into Africa. They're looking for distributors, they're looking for people to work with so that they can start selling in Africa. So that's when my friends say leave Africa, I say no, but here is where the problem is. I want you to have that mindset today. Third, the cost of buying and installing solar is failing. Before, the problems that we had, what I hear all the time when I speak conferences is solar is too expensive, solar is too expensive, what will I do? But the truth is that it is the the first time that you invest in it that is expensive. Afterwards, you begin to enjoy your free electricity. And the good news is that all of this is changing. Honestly, in just the last 6 months, the change that I've seen in solar has amazed me. Prices are going down fast because a lot of new products are coming out fast. A lot of people are innovating. A lot of young people, most of them that we train at our to begin to do today. So now there are even further development. There are better payment options. Some people let you pay in 1 year. So these types of pay-as-you-go strategy helps even people in the poor villages to be able to afford solar. Now, let me talk about the market segment, solar energy market segment. What is the meaning of segment? A market segment is, a group of studied areas of a value chain where activities have been observed by the customers. So these things you see on my screen are different areas. Technology by solar model, I'll go to the next page soon, where people are making inquiries and people, the larger globally, people are wanting to find out information about. That is the market areas where people are purchasing. So that this information is very helpful for a young entrepreneur and for a marketer to learn how to target the market. A market segment by technology, you have photovoltaic systems, which, there's a technology for it and you can use to dry things. There's parabolic trough, there's solar power tower, there's Fresnel reflectors, and there's dish sterling. I want you guys to later research on these things because these are some of my entire solar energy. So by solar model, a solar model is like it is on the screen, right? A solar model, has a lot of types: monocrystalline, polycrystalline, cadmium telluride, and amorphous silicon cells. So these are different types of market. There are people who are producing these things. They are looking for markets. There are different types of businesses who do these different types of things. Yeah. The next one is solar market segment by application. There's the residential, there's commercial, there's industrial. Residential means homes, commercial means businesses, industrial can mean industries. Lighting, heating, and for charging. So you guys go ahead eventually and look these things up and see what you find. So now I want to share examples of companies who have excelled in the industry in Africa. Because a lot of people, and most of them are young. That's what I like about it, because this is the time for young people. They are the ones who keyed into the solar revolution and they are really making good money. First one is Empower. They're based in Tanzania, and just a group of people coming together to say, we want to solve this problem. And notice their business model. I want you all to, from my examples I'll share, observe the business model, the thing that they were doing. So these guys, for $6 per unit, sell a home solar kit, which includes panels, LED lights, a meter, and a USB for charging phones. Now, this is one of the things we teach at RETTI. It's important to learn what you must, how you must be involved in this solar business, which value chain that you want to focus on. Because these guys, Empower, found out a problem. So they created a product that will solve that problem. And they're making a lot of money. Next is M Copper. Some of you may know them. We also work with them for staffing, trained staff. So now, M Copper already have 300,000 customers. Their own is a little bit more expensive. Their power system costs $200. But the interesting thing is that they can let you pay in 2 years. So you see why their business model will fly, because they give you the time to pay, right? So they have attracted over $40 million. So these guys found a way to partner with the government, right? Now, is everyone still hearing me? I'd like to know if people are still hearing me with a show of hands or by saying hi in the chat box, please. Hello. Okay. If everyone's okay, thank you. So that's what this company did, Power Hive. And what they do is that they sell their smart meter hardware to third parties, right? So it's important to observe how these people started, the problems they identified, and the business model they're using to make money. Next is Helvetic Solar. This one is very interesting because the founder is a very young guy. And when he started the company, he was just 28 years old, right? Design and install for electricity for homes. They install and maintain solar system across East Africa. So now this business has made more than 5 million in revenue. So that was the part that hits me. So people have been asking me, oh, can I make money in solar? Is there money in solar? The answer is yes. So what do you think? You identify what you want to do in the sector. What do you want to do in the sector? It's a very wide sector. What kind of business would you want to engage in, right? So these people that I'm sharing the examples found out what that niche is that they want to engage in. And in 2013, this business, I said that before. So that is the example from Africa. The last example for Africa, I'm sharing only 5, is this guy's RETTI, which means African Renewable Energy Distributor, right? So what do these guys do? So I'm sure you've seen it sometime, some people pushing a solar cart and then they put a panel on the top. You can come by and charge your phone, and maybe they're using the cart to sell soft drinks and things like this, right? These were the guys who first started the idea before it became this way. So these guys found a problem, and so now their target market is markets, parks, and streets. This is the areas where they go to mount their stand, their solar kiosk stand, right? The most impressive feature of this business model is its micro franchise model. So what this means is that these guys have a franchise model which creates opportunity for ordinary people. So sign a franchise with them and get one of their kiosks, and you start using to set up your small business, or you might even have a barbering salon inside it, because the kiosk can power little things like this, and these people earn a living. So that is what is called economic development, and things like this interest me so much because they are sustainable. Anything that's providing job for people is sustainable. In these people, these are companies I've dealt directly with. I've dealt directly with these guys. These are like the top 5 in Nigeria who have made a mark in the solar energy industry. And most of them started not too long ago, within the decade, within 10 years, right? So we have Oxana Solar, we have Energy, we have A. Stevens Solar, who is also one of our partners, and we have Olu Solar and Ashton Solar Company, also our partner. So now, I wanted to say any questions so far, but I think that we're meant to take questions in the end. But you can start preparing your questions. Any thoughts or ideas that you have around solar, around the market, please ask in the end. Now, I want to share 10 major applications of solar energy, which can birth several other businesses. 10 major applications. 1, solar water heating. This is a big problem of the world, especially in the West, where they have winter. These guys spend so much money in heating, so that solar water heating is a big opportunity for them. So this is an area of technology where people can invest in, learn more about it, and see how to start something in that area. Then you have solar heating of buildings, which is very similar to the first one. These days, there's a lot around sustainable building. It's called green buildings, whereby architects, people, building engineers now have to build sustainably. You know, the days are gone when you have to do things anyhow because of our environmental situation. Even builders have been told, now have specifics of how they can build these days. So now, when builders are building, they have a plan for designing the building in such a way that it can attract the heat of the sun naturally without using a physical equipment. Which is a lot of money. So after distillation, there's a lot of people, a company I worked with, a USA company in Nigeria here, use this product to distill dirty water. So this product can make it and then drink it. We worked in some places in Lagos Island. So this is another area where a lot of things can be done. You have solar pumping. There's already solar pumping machine for pumping water. That's another technology. And that's another technology. And we have solar. Can everyone still hear me? I can see that my internet is not stable. I was told that my internet is not stable. I guess I can go on. Right. So you have solar drying of agricultural and animal products. A lot of people have the issue of decay of their products. In March 2020, next month, our company is having a partnership with a USA company to come and try to do a lot around to build a solar, we're calling it a solar dehydrator. Because a lot of people, a lot of women, a lot of farmers cannot preserve their products no more. So we want to explore the opportunities that can be found in solar drying. So this is another one. Solar furnaces for places in the West that have issues with cold. You have solar cooking. There's now solar cookers. Now, these are areas of technology that are emerging. The good news about this is that these places are still emerging. They are still very new in Africa. They are popular. They're getting popular in the West, but that is why those people, Chinese and all of these people, Germans, Chinese, US, they all want to come to Africa because that's where the market is, right? So now we have solar electric power generation, which is what I'm sure many of you are interested in, for generating electricity in the homes, which works in 4 ways, not really 4 ways. You have to generate electricity for a home through solar, 4 things must work together: solar panels, charge controller, inverter, and batteries. So that is what this one is talking about. Then you have solar thermal power production, and we have solar greenhouse gases for agriculture. Yeah. Now, value chains of renewable energy. Before you can start a project from top to bottom, these are the areas you must go through. And within these value chains, that is why it's called value, there are things to do. There are careers that can be developed. There are businesses that can be started within these value chains. So the life cycle of a project from idea to execution includes this following. 1, research and development. Before a company, a project, a government, what kind of project they want to do for the community, what is the problem the community is experiencing before, and what can they do. Now we have engineering aspects of it. We have the project development. After they've decided what they'll do, then they need to develop the project, figure out the structure and modality of the project and how it will work. Then they must involve the engineers and the entrepreneurs. they can manufacture the component that they can use for a project, and they can also acquire. Next, before you can even do all this, you need one, adequate training, you need funding, and you need technology before you can go through that. So these are the three key elements in that value chain. They also represent opportunities to create value, like I said. So for instance, in the funding, in the first part of it, they might decide to involve a PhD student who is undergoing research. And so the PhD person will make money. The PhD student might decide to become a consultant to just research clean technology projects and advise governments. So that's one way to set up a business in that particular value chain. Of renewable energy, but we like to share it so that you just know. Some of the advantages are that the sun never finishes, it never goes away, and it reduces your electricity bills. If you install solar today, you know, you say bye-bye to NEPA. They never come to your house to knock again. And that is what most Nigerians are doing now. In fact, they're doing it very happily. And that is the reason why solar is getting very popular in our world, sorry, in Africa. It has low maintenance costs. A typical panel lasts for 25 years. So you don't have to repair it all the time, just like you do your generator, right? And then technology development. There is a lot of technologies in this sector. In fact, I saw one as of today. There's a lot of things going on for different types of sectors. A lot of things is going on for camping, for tourism, a lot of things around solar energy. Going off that. Wow, that's disturbing us. Can you all put off your mics, please? Can you put off your mic? Mute your mics, please. Yeah. So solar energy creates jobs. In fact, I am so proud of the alumni of Renewable Energy Training Institute. Together, all of them have employed more than 50 people. Many of them, we have out of 114 alumni, the institute is really not up to a year. We did a testing in 2018, but they've employed 50 people. So solar energy business can help create more jobs, can help offer more jobs to people. And that way you're adding to the economic development of your country. With solar energy, you can conserve more energy because then you'll be very much aware of how much energy you use, because it is your money counting now. It is the solar on your roof. It is environmentally friendly because solar energy, solar panels installed on your roof do not produce the dangerous CO2, the dangerous greenhouse gas called CO2, which is causing climate change. So they are accepted environmentally. Now they have low running costs. You don't have to maintain them. For maintenance, you just have to spend a little money maybe to clean the panels every once in 3 months or every month. So these are some of the things you can sell to your customers by the time you start your business. It is noiseless. It's way better than generator. Some of the disadvantages are costs. Cost of solar panels, which, like I said earlier, have started to reduce. The cost of solar panels, people have started to reduce. So if you're thinking solar is too expensive, I cannot go into this business, you better come back, right? Because now there's a lot of, like I said earlier, value chains, not only solar panels. There are lots of other things that you can do. And the cost of these things are reducing because much more are being produced every day. Another disadvantage is weather dependence. We don't really have a lot of this problem in Africa, though, let me just tell you, because we have sun almost throughout the year. Other countries can worry about weather, like Germany. Other countries that have winter can worry about weather. So number 3, the storage is expensive. Yes, I can agree. Some of you also know that batteries are expensive. So energy storage is expensive, but like I said, it's like when telecommunications became popular in my country, Nigeria, because I know that there are people here who are not Nigerians. That time, SIM card was so expensive. It was very, very expensive. But now, SIM card is given for free in Nigeria. You don't have to buy any SIM card. But that time, it was so expensive. But that is what is happening with solar. That is what is happening with the energy storage systems. It is going to get better with time. It uses a lot of space. So now, you may not understand this one because some people, you can just put panel on your roof. But when government wants to do a big project, they usually need a big space of land to put the panel. So this usually becomes a problem. Where are we going to put the panels? 5 is associated with pollution. So people argue that solar energy, the cost of creating the products, the cost of making the batteries and making the controllers and making the panels causes pollution. So now, what is a big opportunity? The beautiful thing about solar is that it is still new in Africa. I don't know how many people know this. It is still relatively new, not so new, but it's just 1% of the sun that has been tapped. Out of the 40% solar capacity, we have just used only 1%. So can you imagine that there is still 39% of opportunities that young solar entrepreneurs like you can plug into to reach out to other places? The problem is that we all keep concentrated in one place. It's important to begin to reach out to other places around you who do not have access to electricity and design a solution for them and produce it for them. So, in fact, there's still a lot of things that has not been done in the industry. So the nature of this gives you an early advantage to establish yourselves. Okay, now,
hello, Glory. Hello. Hello, Glory. Okay, I think there's a network break there. So let's hold on. Let's hold on a bit. Let's hold on a bit. I hope she's not off. Okay. So far, it's been an interesting subject matter, I must confess. Seeing the potentials. You don't need to talk. Hold on, we are here. You don't need to talk. Hold on. I guess she'll be back. Maybe our network. Okay, she'll be back now. Hold on. Let's hold on. She'll be back now. Let's hold on. The Nigerian factor still affects us even in our webinars, but we're going to conquer those things. Maybe one of these days somebody will create another kind of system for internet services. That'll be better and easier. Okay. Okay, so I just spoke to her now. She'll be back. Let's hold on. Let's hold on. Courage into destiny. Need you to ride forever. It's not easy. You're not easy. It's Somebody said, okay, so let's start cooking our questions so far. Let's start cooking our questions so far. Somebody said, which song am I singing? Somebody said my voice is not sweet. No problem. All of you yabbing me. No problem. No problem. Your punishment is coming. Should I play song for you guys as we wait? Hey, which song do you want to hear? As you share Bitcoin, solar song. Guy, easy now. This one say.
Okay, so I was saying the things you must do first before starting your business. You must determine the kind of business that you want to do. Then you would look for your startup capital. Then you register your business. Many people think, in Nigeria, where I'm from, some people they call it hustle, and they just want to quickly do stuff and just quickly try to do something without the proper registration. It's important that you register at least a small business name, right, to operate in the sector. This will allow you to assess opportunities and will make you seem very trustworthy. You need to choose a business model. From my slides, I've already had over 20 different types of models that you can start with and make money through. Then you need to identify a target audience. Who am I going to sell to? You have to identify that. At RETTI, we offer training in all of the value chains. And eventually, you guys can go to our website and see some of our physical trainings that we offer. Next is, excuse me. The next thing is, now these, you can enter the market through the following ways. One, you might decide to sell solar products, right? Sorry, I mean wholesale of solar products. Hello, can everyone hear me?
What with you? Keep flowing.
Okay. Then retail distributorship is the next one. You can identify people who import solar products, and you can be a distributor. Identify problems in your community and serve them with the solar products. You can decide to open up a shop and sell solar products. You'll be surprised at the rate of inquiry that people are making. Just try to search for it. You see that a lot of people, just question people in your church, look around you, see a lot of people are ready to switch to solar. Once you can convince them that it's affordable, you have a payment plan. You can design solar PV systems for clients. Now, there are a lot of solar businesses who do not do design. What they do is installation. They rely on young people like you to do the designs for them. They go ahead and secure contracts from government, and they look for young chaps to do the design, and they make money that way. About 2 of our alumni are doing this for people, right? So this is another way you can go into the market. You can install solar panels. You can just install. That can be all you would do. People get the jobs and they call you to install solar for them. Other services you can offer is that you can audit for people. You can conduct energy audits for homes and for businesses. People do not know the amount of energy that they use. People do not understand the electricity bills per day. So if you offer this service, people will be able to understand how they get to this value at the end by the time the electricity bills comes in. So it's called energy audits. You can do it for homes and for businesses and help them optimize their energy use. So that is a very strong value, especially in these days. It's also called energy efficiency. Now you can maintain, install solar systems. One of our alumni then there will be solar installations everywhere. And a lot of them will be needing cleaning and maintenance. So this is one other way to delve into the sector. You can consult for people. People consult because they have the knowledge. By the time you learn all the things you'll learn, but through the mistakes that you're going to make, you have adequate knowledge to advise people, to advise government, to advise companies on what they can do on the type of solar energy or type of renewable energy that is suitable for them. Sources of sources of funding for your solar business. Personal savings, so you can decide to save for 1 year from now. I know some people say, oh, personal savings, but I don't have money, that's why I'm looking to start a business. We started, we didn't fully set up when we started. It was a journey, a very serious journey. You can get loans from your family and friends. There are a lot of small business loans right now on the outside that you can also get for your solar businesses. You can go into partnerships with people. Two of you come together, decide to float a company and run it. Sometimes two is better than one, they say. You can build up a company that can attract investors, right? By putting things in place, target audience, tick, market, tick, products, tick, structure your company properly, and you can attract investors. And right now, there are a lot of funding available for solar energy projects. But these funders are looking for people whose companies are put together. Many times, this is my money, do a project for a village. And he was able to spell out the problem properly that he was working on. And people liked the idea a lot and they donated to it. And people liked the idea a lot and they donated to it. So you can participate in community schemes also. Community estates, people coming together to fund for solar initiatives. An estate called one of our students and say, oh, we want to put this money together because we want to power our estate. So things like that. I'm rounding now, and my references are Small Starter, Wikipedia Solar, Solar Facts, Green Match, and Mage Solar. So we're getting set right now for questions. I think I'm done with my presentation, so I will take questions now. Hello, is everyone still there? You can write your questions in the chat box and I will answer them. What questions do you have around starting your business, the opportunities, and what you should do?
Okay, guys. Those who have questions, kindly type your questions, put on the session, and so that we can respond to it. Put it on the question tab so we can respond to it, please. Please do that. Shegun Adekunle, type it, please. Type it. Type your questions. Okay, Q&A session.
Yes, Q&A.
We are waiting, Shegun. You can type your question. We are waiting.
I think we just have a few minutes for questions.
Somebody says, is it possible to get the slides? Is that part of the deal for that? There will be a replay of this webinar, but we don't have access to the slides, please.
Yeah, I think the replay will do the work because replay has the slides as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're waiting for questions. So we assume you all know what we just discussed. Okay, Agbolatunde said, which company is the best way to import solar panels and the accessories?
Which company?
Question sounds confusing.
Company, wow.
I
know in Nigeria, some of the companies I mentioned, they already import. So I think that what people do is that they buy from those people that already import. That whole story around importing and how to do with supplies is actually a full course that we offer. And what you need to do about importing, where to go, what you need to know about licensing and all of that is a full different course. But the companies that I've mentioned in my slides can give you a very good head start. Go ahead and go and see what those people do.
You're saying, yes. Sorry, I meant importing from China. I don't understand your question. The question is
China. Okay, yeah, I think I've answered that, right?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah. So we have a full course that covers that. In fact, we have members of our alumni who import. And so we're going to share access to these people. You can talk with them, including licensing and what you need to know about importing solar, which one to import, because there are a lot of fakes out there. That will be a part of another webinar that we'll do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. In starting the business, there are certain standards you must follow, license you must follow before getting started. Yes, she already talked about that.
Yeah. Is that all the person said?
That's what the person just said. And Dari Bassi said, okay, I think questions are coming in now. My question is, why do most solar street lighting fail in Nigeria? And yet they say solar is sustainable and reliable, but I cry whenever I see solar street lighting not working. Does that have to do with solar or the government?
Was that what the person said? Does that do with solar or the government?
No. I'm actually replying.
You are saying that. Okay. You see, I like that question very much because that was the question that I asked myself too. After I came across a lot of failed installations in my community. As a matter of fact, my parents had moved to a place where they didn't have, when your parents build a new house and they moved to another part of town, where at the time they didn't have access, they were not connected to the grid there. And I saw a solar health center in that community with a lot of panels on the roof. So, wow, I walked in there, but the place was not working. And women, they said it stopped working after 6 months. When I go to panels and I hear people saying solar does not work, my brother, whoever asked the question, it is because of lack of installers who know how to do the job. That's one. We have a problem of people who do not really know how to do the job. There's a lot of people who sell solar panels, but they do not know the systems design aspect of it. They don't know the systems design. They don't know what amount of solar does this street light need, and how will I do the system? What type of solar panel will I buy for this road? Should I buy the one? Should we have the one that comes with the battery, or should it just be the one that works only at day, direct connection, that works only at daytime? Of course, you can't even use street lights at daytime. So that is all the question. And then you have people, the beneficiaries of the project, not really knowing how to care for the products. For instance, in the case of a home, solar that you installed in a home, and you have people plugging washing machine to it. Meanwhile, that system was not supposed to carry washing machine. It was not designed to be able to accommodate a washing machine. So that's the second reason, that people not having sufficient education on how to deal with the system. And the third one can be what I call selfish interest. Like Chris said about government or whatever, selfish interest. There are some people who install these solar products and they give out these contracts and they tell the business that is getting the contract, we want you to install the fake ones because we want you to give us part of the money back I know some of you have heard about that. So let's not pretend as if what I'm saying is. So yes, that is also that. So that when they install the product, they are the inefficient types. Those street lights that you see. That is why they fail on time. I don't know if I answered the question. So these are 3 reasons why it happens. But when you get a good training and education on how these things work, when you get information around buying proper solar products and supply, and if you're lucky and you get a contract where they care about the people, then you should never have any solar product whatsoever fail. You see, this was the reason we started the Renewable Energy Training Institute. So I wanted to share this information out there around inefficient installers who don't know the job. So I hope that I've answered your questions.
All right, that's a good one. Okay, can you explain more about how pollution is a con of renewable energy?
How pollution is a
con, C-O-N.
Okay, C-O-N. Thank you. This is because some people have argued that the method of production still utilizes fossil fuel. So the method of producing the solar cells, the solar cells, the ones that make up the panel, the individual cells, process of manufacturing that, process of manufacturing the plastics around the panel, process of manufacturing batteries, the process of transporting these things all over the world via plane, promotes pollution because they still use fossil fuel to do those things. So that's how.
Okay. In starting the business, there's certain standard you must follow, or license you must get before starting. Of course, I think you've talked about that.
Yes, let me just add that. Yes, first of all, register your business with the government. Register it appropriately according to what business you want to do. Then there are some people who do the advanced type of installation. They work with governments and they can sell their electricity. So they can build a mini grid for a community and they can sell the electricity for the community. Now, those people need a certain type of license from the government to be able to do that. So that's quite an advanced type of scheme, which is usually offered by other bigger type of government to government or other bigger type of companies, not for startups like you and I. So for startups, as we are starting, we are simply trying to install solar for individual homes. But it's important you study these licenses so that in the future you want to start building mini grids. A mini grid is a, how do I explain it? It's like a small type of grid, a solar mini grid, whereby you have calculated the load of the community and you build a grid which has solar panels, batteries, inverters, charge controller to supply exactly that amount of electricity. So that's another license you need. First, register your business, then find out what type of license you need if you're going to do this type of bigger projects. Thank you.
Okay, do you have any branch in major cities where one can learn about this, or is it purely online? Okay, I think she has answered that one where she said they have their base in Lagos, but in April, March this thing, we're launching an online course on solar energy business, which I'll give details right away when we're done with the question and answer session. So you can learn in Lagos, but you can also take the business course online, and it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Shegun Adekunle said, I have an idea on solar installation, but the issue is I feel I have no concrete training on this enough. How do you work around customer acquisition plan? Most people run away because initial acquisition is high.
Acquisition of what? Customers. Okay.
Then work around on reaching the poor, because most of the market are needed by the poor community, especially payment plans. Please, can we ask questions talking? I don't know if we can. I prefer the typing on, because if we do that, to unmute every other person will be very, very okay. But let me see.
So you can try.
Okay, Shegun still here. Then another person saying, okay, I'll attend to Shegun's own last. Maintenance is key. It's just like buying a car but not serving it at all. Okay, please kindly spread the training module cost and medium application. Okay, there's one we're going to announce right away. For more information about mini grids, you can Google the mini grid regulation by NERC. Okay, I think these ones are not.
AMDA, African Mini Grid Development Association, AMDA, AMDA.
Okay.
You can check that out as well.
Is Shegun still here? Shegun.
You can unmute him. Yeah.
Okay, let me unmute you. Okay, Shegun, you can talk now.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you very much for this. Let me go straight to the question. I happen to have had a little training on solar installation and also working with people because I have interest in this energy sector. But one of the issues I'm having is that I feel I don't have enough training on this because sometimes when we get to a building, I notice that there are some electrical work. They have to separate some loads from the main source, remove some AC, remove some fridge, and the rest of them. So I feel I don't have a concrete knowledge on installation and other things. And I don't know if maybe you have offices close here in South South, maybe in Benin, or where someone can learn. That's the first question. And the second question is that is there you were mentioning some workaround plan about payments and the rest. I've seen some products in some villages. Actually, I served in the north, and I noticed that some guys have got there. Some solar guys have gone there, and what they are offering them is actually nothing. There is even no battery, but the prices they are collecting per month is very ridiculous. As in, not even up to 1.5 kVA. So I don't know if there is a workaround plan for collecting payments because I don't want a situation whereby you install solar panel and inverters and before you know they run away with it, or maybe there's a way to do that and to just to reduce the initial acquisition cost, because once you tell them this is the price to get it, even when you are now explaining that over 10 years or over 5 years you are going to make your money back in return, they won't even listen. Just that initial mentioning of 500,000, 200,000, they are already scared. And they'll
Okay.
tell you, no, I thought it's 50. Then the
Let
third
me.
one is that,
Wow.
oh, sorry. The third question, the last one, is that if you notice the demand of this technology, of this solar technology, are more in the villages, not even the cities. And the people living in this, when I mean villages, the remote villages, they need it more. And the people there, they are just farmers and they are really poor. So how do we work around a payment plan for them? Also, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chris.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
Shiv. Yeah, please, any other person who asks question, try to limit it to one, okay? So that our webinar will not be so long. Okay, the first thing, you said you need more training. We had a guy who came to our school exactly with this. He was already running businesses, his solar business, but he found that sometimes he doesn't get the calculation right or he doesn't know what to do. So yes, indeed, you need an adequate training. We have a training that we do in our physical office in Lagos every month. We have one every month, right? So you can come for our training and you can be put through. For instance, some customers already have installed inverters in their house. How do you do that separation? Do you still need to buy a new inverter? No, they already have an inverter. How do you make all the connections? So that is a very important question for people who already have some type of wiring in their houses. So an adequate training, which we offer in our course, Solar PV Design and Installation, every month, will put you through because you then have an access to talk to our engineer and chief technical facilitator for that. Secondly, payment plan. I like what you said about people in the villages needing these things more. What I tell my entrepreneurs, what I tell the people we train is this: please reduce your costs very well until you make your entry into the market. Because most entrepreneurs want to give high cost because they want that solar money. Let us start making it now. They want to quickly, because they've heard that there is money in solar, so they share prices that are too big. As much as possible, please just add a little profit until you make that entry, right? So that way you can reduce the cost. Also, advise your clients to not use items that consume more energy in their homes. For instance, a person who has a fridge and an AC wants to put it on solar. You must advise the person not to. You must tell them to start with only their lights and fans. until they have more money to add the fridge and the AC, right? So it boils down to how you manage your client, how you manage your market and the people that you're working with. So you talked about security as well. You can work with community leaders in the villages, in the places where you talked about, which I agree with. That's where they need it more. Work with community leaders there about the installations you want to do, so that you can work with them to preserve some of them, to avoid thefts, right? And then you talked about demand. What was that last point? Demand is higher in the villages. They cannot afford your products. That is true too. One of our students told me he was working on a battery model. He's an engineer, so that batteries will be less expensive. So there are many people who are constantly inventing, looking for ways that these things can be cheaper. So just give it a couple of months, you will see more products, that are more affordable, so that it's going to become more cheaper for the people in the community. Also, the people in the villages do not have to install solar panels. The people, you don't have to install panels for them. There are other types of products you can sell to them, whilst you're looking for funding for them to be able to build solar, to be able to install solar for them. Solar lamps and other types of solar products, solar charger, there are other solar for lighting. Those other smaller products that are affordable, you can start with. I hope I've answered your question. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Okay, so there's a Demola here. Ademola is saying, please give your information to where to buy solar panels, etc. I think that's something she's going to announce very soon on our course that we are launching. How can one penetrate the market with a fair cost? I think you've answered this one, that is already existing in the market from what you know to get a quality system for solar installation.
Sorry, how can one enter the market with a what?
With a fair cost that is already existing in the market from what you know to get a quality system for installation.
Okay. Wow, I wish I can read that. I didn't get that fully. I wish I can read it myself. So how can you get
the market? I think this is a kind of technical question that has it's not just something that needs to be answered straight. Like, how can one penetrate the market? It's like a business plan with a fair cost.
How can we penetrate the market with a low cost?
Already existing in the market from what you know to get a quality system for installation.
Okay. No, you're right. I mean, it's a little bit it's a big question. I cannot answer all of them at once, but getting into the market with low cost, you must be careful about low cost things so that you do not buy fake products. They're all over the place in the world, in Africa, even in Lagos, Nigeria. There are a lot of fake products. So if you're constantly looking for things that are very, very cheap, you might run into trouble. So eventually I'll look at your question in detail and answer it properly.
Okay. So I think that's that for question and answer. Let's move on to the last session, and we call it a night. I'm sure many of you would love to participate in starting a solar business. So we've actually designed something very, very interesting for you all, and I'm sure this will excite everyone who wants to start something with solar energy business. Okay, so it's called the Solar Energy Business Course. Can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen? Please let me know. Can you all see my screen? Let me know in the chat box. In the chat box, can you all see my screen? Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So Solar Energy Business Course. So on Daba.school, we are launching a Solar Energy Business Course. So many of what you have learned today from Glory needs you to expand, needs you to know how to go about it. And we had to design this course, especially knowing that a lot of people are not in Lagos. One, of course, there are also people who work, and they want to also tap into the solar energy business. Now, as somebody who does a lot of things with online business, I know a lot of you want to come in as an investor, you want to come in as an entrepreneur, you want to get a hold of the knowledge in the solar energy industry. And so we've created a solar energy business course where you learn how to start and run a profitable solar business. Now, this isn't too technical. This is for those who are saying, okay, I want to know how this business starts. It's like getting a handbook, a manual that can help you know which area you need to go into when you want to come into solar energy. So this is what you'll be learning in the course. Of course, we're in pre-launch phase, and we hope that by March, ending of March and beginning of April, this course will be live on daba.co. So it's currently on the pre-launch sale. And this is it. What do you need to start? What will you be learning in this course? What do you need to start a solar business? The tools and the equipment to start your business. Remember, Gloria said something that there are people who are just researchers in the ecosystem. There are people who are just researchers. There are people who are just consultants in the ecosystem. So you want to become a consultant. You want to do what Gloria is doing. You want to get the kind of information and way she's operating. This course is for you. Getting the adequate training, understanding the solar energy industry, how the money-making value chains in the industry, and how to choose how much money you need to start up, the operational cost, identifying your target market, getting your customers, profiling and prospecting customers for your solar energy business, and which kind of company should I register? Which kind of company should I register for your solar energy? And legal considerations, importing your solar products, structure, strategies, licenses. Then another one, other opportunities, value chain, NGO advocacy. If you notice, I met Gloria last year, December, while I was on a trip down to Dubai. She was actually on her way to Paris and Paris to Spain. And guess what? She's busy with advocacy. And she told me throughout those journey in 2018, she didn't pay a dime for any of those trips. So there are a lot of value chain in the solar energy industry that you can participate in and, of course, make good money and create good influence. And marketing and branding your solar energy business, how you can earn with a solar-based business based on jobs and projects. Why is solar energy a good investment? Then solar farm as an investment, and 7 ways to invest and start a solar farm business. That's what this course on solar energy business course will take. Okay, and this is it, guys. We're also offering a unique bonus that you've never seen. There's no website for this, of course, and I'm going to be making an offer at the end of this webinar, which I'm going to do right away. I'm going to make an offer for those who want to jump on this and say, okay, Chris, I want to start this solar energy business, and I'm ready to get all the trainings I need to start. And even if you're not an engineering student, even if you're not a technical person, this training is for you. You don't need to be technical to be part of this training, okay? The big bonus that you're going to participate with, many people can, I even see people on the street teaching solar these days. But what you learn from matters a lot because of the opportunities that is behind it. And the bonus we are offering with this course is this: solar energy and climate energy change, free travel opportunities across the world. In this bonus, you will get access to information, keyword, access to information on how to apply for scholarships, funding, conference participation across various countries. Okay, there's one Gloria is doing now. She's taking a course in South Africa, start this February. And she'll be in South Africa for 2 weeks, then come back to Nigeria and take the remaining courses online. And that stuff is sponsored. Okay? You're also going to get highly valued information on where and how to apply for scholarship, fellowships, job opportunities. Okay? Job opportunities in the solar industry. Okay, then automatic induction. She runs a renewable energy technology company institute in Lekki here. And when you take this course, you'll be inducted into the RETTI Engineers and Entrepreneurs Alumni Association, where you gain job and internship opportunity. If you check the first slide, Glory told you how someone in our group, in our alumni, was able to get a job immediately. And so far, alumni, they've created more than 50 jobs, okay, in this same industry. So what you're getting via this course is what we call access, information, knowledge, and more opportunities. And you're going to have a template for solar energy business plan. Of course, some of you are asking on that. If you want to start it, let's say you want to submit a proposal to a company, to a firm, to an institute on solar energy business, a detailed plan reviewed by top solar experts, and you're also solar business marketing plan. This course is going for 25,000, but we're doing a 40% discount tonight. We're doing a 40% discount, and we're saying, if you're going to start paying for this solar energy business course, if you pay tonight, if you pay in this pre-launch phase, you're paying only 15,000. Okay? And this 15,000 gives you access to a full course module on everything I have mentioned here. Everything I've mentioned here, you get access to it. And guys, if I were you, one of the reasons why I'm going to take this course isn't just for this knowledge alone. Okay, knowledge is powerful, it's good. But you see, getting access to informations like this that will change your life, change your career, change your game in 2020. How many of you noticed Elon Musk, the guy behind Tesla? How many of you noticed how Tesla stocks has been growing crazy? Last year, Tesla stock was around $100, $200. Today, Tesla stock is trading over $650. That's to show you the way things are going in the renewable energy business. Okay, that's the way things are going. So that's why you're going to get access to 7 ways to invest and start a solar farm business. Solar farm is a huge business. I mean, things happening in the renewable energy system is a huge one. Okay, now if you want to participate in this course, I'm going to drop my number here. I'm going to also drop Glory's number, okay, so you can reach any one of us. And please, the preferred mode of communication is WhatsApp. I really don't entertain calls most times, okay? I really don't entertain calls most times, okay? So you want to take on this course starting tonight. You want to take on this course starting tonight. You want to be part of those in the pre-launch fee. Our pre-launch fee for this course is 15,000 naira. Of course, this is after Glory said, because normally people who know me on Daba know my courses don't sell for less than $100, except for the list one we released, okay? And this is the price Glory has decided, okay, Chris, just reduce this for those who want to take this course on Daba, okay? So you want to take this course for 15,000 is our pre-launch. After pre-launch time, this course is going back to $100, okay? This course is going to $100. Send me a message on WhatsApp, and I'm also going to drop Glory's number, yeah? Let me drop it right away. Glory's number is here, 0701 883 3484. Yeah. So for those who are messaging from outside Nigeria, you can actually add +234 and remove this and you're on it. Okay. Do you have any question concerning the course, or there's something you don't understand? Please, I like to take questions. 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 Okay. So for those of you interested in taking this course, take a look at these bonuses you will be missing if you don't take this course. Take a look at the huge bonuses you will be missing if you don't take this course. One of the reasons I told Glory to come on Daba to take this is that I know there are a countless number of youths who are looking for opportunities like this. Even if you're not doing it for just the technical reasons, do it also so that what day is this course taking place? The course is launching, it's a course. The course is launching ending of March, okay? So we are in pre-launch now. pre-launch. The course is launching ending of March because Gloria has to take a lot of courses on South Africa. A lot of, in short, to drag Glory to be part of this kind of stuff, it took a lot of meetings and planning for her to be part of it. So March 2020 is when the course is launching officially on taba.school. Okay, so you have access. It's a video course. It's an online video course. It's an online video course. Please take note, it's an online video course. It's an online video course. Okay, and I don't know, Glory, do you have some of your offline training taken off recently? Maybe we can also let them know about that. Okay, this is an online video course, Solar Energy Business Course. Solar Energy Business Course, an online video course, and it's launching March 2020. Okay, so with the number of videos you are going to get access to, okay, you're going to get access to the number of videos, you're going to get access to resources, and also these bonuses. Remember, pre-launch price for this course is at 15,000. So it's like we're giving more than 50% discount as the pre-launch price. And once the pre-launch date is off, we go back to $100 for this course. Take advantage of this opportunity and become a solar business person, become a solar energy entrepreneur. Yes, it's an online course launching ending of March. Okay, so by end of March, you get access to it. But now we're in the pre-launch phase. Okay, so as many of you that want to take this course or are interested in building a business around solar energy, this course is for you. Okay. Okay, so do we still have others who are asking questions before we call it a night? Okay. All right. I have to know the specific and that because I have a training I'm attending right now, so I will know you the date and time. Remember, the course is online, so it's not a course you're taking live. It's a course that is online, pre-recorded videos for you. It is not a course that will start. It is not a live webinar. It's a course that is recorded. That's going to be recorded for you. That is going to be recorded, and you have access to it the same way you have access to any course you have, like on Udemy and others. So it is launched. You can access it anytime. Yes. That's the way it works. That's the way it works.
Wow. Oh, okay. I said that our offline course is coming up on 2nd to 6th March 2020. I already answered it. So you can just visit retty.com.ng. I just posted it on the chat to see our calendar for the year and see and choose the one that you can participate in. Then we have the physical Lagos trainings.
Okay. The promo is ending. It's a 30-day promo. It's a 30-day promo. So from anything from March, this cost goes back to $100. Anything from March, it goes back to $100. That's when the promo is ending. There's somebody saying, how can I get the recordings of this lecture today? Follow the Telegram channel. We're going to update the news on the link to do that.
Sorry, I think most people here were from the. How did some of you hear about this webinar, please? I'd like to see what works.
Okay. How did you hear about the webinar? A lot of people. We had close to 50 participants, and many of them are offline now.
Yeah.
Have gone on.
Yeah, I think many people heard it from social media and from the Telegram groups. I guess, okay, from Telegram.
So I'll say via Twitter, also via Chrisani from Telegram. Okay, others, please, we want to check something, please.
Okay. Interesting.
Telegram. Is it Chris Annie?
Okay. LinkedIn. Okay.
Twitter, Facebook, and Chris Annie everywhere. Okay.
Nice.
Instagram. Okay.
We'd like to know how to continue to advertise. That's why I'm asking this.
Okay. Okay. Telegram. Okay. Telegram. Okay. Facebook, Chrisani, Twitter. Okay. Please, I need more. I need more. I need more. I need more. You have 25 people here. So what's happening? Twitter and Chrisani. Okay. Funny enough, we had over 118 people who registered for the Zoom class. And we don't know why many of them are not online. Okay, but of course, they will see the replay of this course and from the others word. So we're going to drop it in because we had some people who had terrible networks tonight. We have 118 registrants for this class on Zoom. 118 people registered for this class tonight. I mean, this registration they did today in the past 24 hours. Okay, since I dropped the link on Telegram, we have 118 people. Okay, all right. Okay. I even had some, I don't know if this guy that sent me a question via the email is here. His name is Anthony Tornero. Someone, Kuwait said, I'm on transit from Ilorin to Osogbo. I still try to be here. Wow. Kuwait, that's a great one. That's a great one. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, this is interesting. Interesting. That's a good one. I don't know if Tonero is here. There's a lot of people I shared the link to complain of network issues. Okay, sorry about that. One guy sent a question, Anthony Tonero. I don't know if he's here. Thank you for the opportunity. Will I be able to do this, that? How do we start? Sort for loans to start this business. Funny enough, most of the information he's asking for were asked in this, were answered in this webinar. Okay. Okay, so I think we can call it a night. For those who missed it, we're going to post the recorded session. We're going to post it on YouTube, and people can have access to it via the Telegram channel. Okay. Okay. All right, Glory. Any other thing?
Oh no, I don't have any other thing.
All right. Okay, so we'll call it a night. Remember the course offer. Once again, remember the course offer, the bonuses, the course content, and what you're getting, and the date of our launch, March 2020. And I hope to see you there. For those of you who will be taking the course, I hope to see you there. And
when will the promo end? You can share that with them.
It's 30 days. It's a 30-day promo.
30 days.
Anything from today's 31st. Anything from March 1, the promo ends.
Okay.
Yes. So of course we'll keep. There'll be more classes going on, orientation blogs and all that to let people know about the course. So we'll also put up an advert for this replay so that many others can see it, so that they won't say they did not hear about the 30 days promo. That's why we're making it 30 days. Normally we should make it like just 2 weeks and we're done. All right. Okay, guys, do have a wonderful night and enjoy yourself.